close investigation has now revealed how two cars shared one deadly trail, a white I-20 that was driven by Dr. Umar Mohammed, the suspected bomber in this case, and the second one, a red EcoSport car owned again by the bomber Umar Nabi, now seized from Haryana, abandoned but full of clues. Now together these two cars map the chilling route of the terror that led straight to the Red Fort case. Before I take you through the details of the two cars in this case, my colleague Dipankar has filed report from the site where the red EcoSport car was found. Have a look.
Let me remind you that this 486 is being registered to that red EcoSport car, which was being hunted by the Delhi police and the police of Faridabad as well as UP, and has now been found in the Khandawali village of Faridabad.
पता नहीं कौन से मकान से आईडी बनी, अब 3-4 मकान है, कोई भी हो सकता है या नहीं हो सकता। बाकी जिस शख्स को बताया जा रहा है, जिस आदमी को बताया जा रहा है, हमने उसको देखा ही नहीं आज तक। यहाँ पर कुछ एजेंसी आई तो पूछने लगी तो बताया भाई यहाँ है सब, और वो उनको फिर बुलाया इमाम साहब को, उनसे बातचीत करी, उन्होंने पूछताछ करने के बाद उनको यहाँ से ले आने बाद फिर यहाँ उनको छोड़ दिया। कोई ऐसी बात ही नहीं हुई, और जो भी हुआ जिसने भी किया उसको सख्त सजा होनी चाहिए, और सजा ऐसी होनी चाहिए कि वो याद रखे कि जिंदगी में कुछ करने से पहले कुछ सोचे। और इसके अंदर ना हिंदू मरा, ना मुसलमान मरा, ना सिख मरा, ना ईसाई मरा, सिर्फ इसके अंदर जो मरा वो एक इंसान मरा और एक हिंदुस्तानी मरा। उनके परिवारों के साथ हमारी सहानुभूति है और हम उनके साथ तन मन धन से बिल्कुल खड़े हैं।
Meanwhile, that red EcoSport, which is under scanners, has been found at Khandawali village. So we will have to wait and watch as to how that red EcoSport is being linked and what further the probe agency finds out.
We have another breaking update coming in as far as the Delhi blast case is concerned. We're learning that the CFSL and the NSG teams have left from Al-Falah University in Haryana after the investigation in this case. This university is also in question as two of the main conspirators in this case, Dr. Umar Nabi and also Dr. Muzammil. They were in fact from this university, and remember 300 kgs of ammonium nitrate was also recovered from this very medical college, and there on the screen you can see CFSL team and the NSG teams have left from there. It remains to be seen what was recovered this time from this university that is in question, and those are in fact the visuals on your screen. Let me go across to my colleague Shivam, who's been tracking all the details. Shivam, tell us about what has CFSL and NSG teams found so far as far as this university is concerned, and do also tell us, our viewers, about this university that is also under the scanner.
Also, there are different teams, the investigative agencies that were in the university the day. So they came out late last night. The action shifted to the Khandawali village where the team NSG was also the particular team, the particular spot where EcoSport was found.
We'll try and reconnect that line with my colleague Shivam, who's been tracking all the details. But there on the screen, you can see these are the visuals of the CFSL and the NSG teams leaving from the Al-Falah University that is in question. Let us tell you about this university. In fact, the main conspirators in the case, Dr. Umar Nabi and Muzammil, were from this university. They were originally from Jammu and Kashmir, but they were employed here. And it was from this university, from the rented accommodation of Dr. Muzammil, that 300 kgs of ammonium nitrate was recovered by the police there, and that is how the entire case had also started. And it was near that area that additional 2,600 kgs of other explosive substance was also recovered by the Haryana police, and now the investigation is underway. Al-Falah University is also under the scanner. Let me once again bring in my colleague Priyank, who has more details on this. Priyank, do tell us about the Al-Falah University that is under the scanner, and we are learning that CFSL and the NSG team, they have left from the spot. What have they recovered this time?
See, Akansha, this Al-Falah University is slightly becoming a very suspicious university because the kind of activity which was being initiated from this location, and what we are getting to know that today they can come out with the explanation regarding that what could have what should be said from their side. But if you look at the pattern Umar was the one who was barely going to the college, and that too he was studying medicine. In these kind of institutes, you are supposed to be regular in the classes, but he was given leverage. He randomly used to turn up for the classes. Same thing was there for the Adil and Muzammil. So you can see that there was an extra leverage which was given to these individuals. Not even that, one of the doctor about whom I was talking about, who was from Jammu and Kashmir, who was debarred from his services in Pulwama area, was also recruited by these individuals. They have been investing a lot in all these religious activities instead of investing that particular money for the benefit of the students who have been studying there. So there's much more which need to be found out from this Al-Falah University. NIA officials were specifically looking for the kind of traces which they have been learning, that there was the lab could have been used by these individuals for making explosive. It's certainly something on which the NIA team had gone there. The BDS team had also visited there so that they can check it from the location that whether the lab, the forensic lab of these medical institute could have also been used by the suspect for making IDs, because these are the improvised explosive devices. And there is a different kind of pattern which has been seen in the recent blast which happened right outside Red Fort on Monday evening. So these are the factors for which Al-Falah University is studying under the scanner. First, about the doctors who have been, arrested or have died who in a terror attack case, or the other individuals who could have also been influenced by these individuals or radicalized over the period of last 2 to 3 years.
Absolutely. Several questions that remain unanswered as far as Al-Falah University is concerned. Priyank, stay on with us. We have another breaking update coming in as far as the investigation is concerned. Remember, the Gujarat ATS had foiled a major chemical terror plot, and we are learning that as far as the ATS probe is concerned, as per the sources, a team of UP ATS was sent to Gujarat to interrogate and question the three arrested accused, namely Azad Suleiman Sheikh of Shamli district in UP, Mohammad Suhail Salim Khan of Lakhimpur Kheri in UP, and Dr. Ahmad Moinuddin Syed from Hyderabad. They all were arrested by Gujarat ATS on November 9th. That is a day before the blast took place in the national capital. And we're learning that as per the sources privy to the probe, the accused wrecked several temples in Lucknow and Delhi along with the RSS offices as potential targets. Now, the initial questioning of the accused has revealed that the accused men were preparing a deadly poison attack and had planned to mix it with prasad to cause massive deaths in Uttar Pradesh as well. Let me go across to my colleague Adib, who has more details on this. Adib, very shocking revelation coming to the fore. The initial questioning of the accused has revealed that they were actually planning a chemical terror attack this time. Give us more details about this.
Well, definitely, Akansha, see, this is what the officers of the UP ATS have learned when they were in Gujarat to interrogate these three accused. The UP ATS team was sent to Gujarat to mainly interrogate the two people who belong to Uttar Pradesh, namely Azad Suleiman Sheikh and Mohammad Suhail Salim Khan. So the Uttar Pradesh ATS, while interrogating them, they have come to the fore that these three people were planning a major chemical attack in the state of Uttar Pradesh and the neighboring states as well, including Delhi. And in fact, if these sources are to be believed, these people were planning to mix a poison with the prasad of the temple so that they can cause mass casualties in temples and other places. And in fact, they also the electronic devices, when the electronic devices were scanned, the officers have received several of the videos which shows that how the places, the religious places and the RSS offices were raided by these people, those who are in the custody of Gujarat ATS.
Absolutely, Adib. The probe has widened from Jammu and Kashmir to Haryana and also UP, all the way to Gujarat as well. Thank you so much for all the details. Let's take our viewers through the terror trail of the lady Dr. Shaheen in question, who has now stood exposed. Investigation has revealed her a plot, a chilling insight into how the evil mind operates. Shaheen had planned to set up a so-called recruitment center, scouted location across UP to plot and radicalize women. Let's take you through the details as to what the allegations are about her. the professor who turned into a JEM recruiter. The first one is that Shaheen wanted to run a mini recruit command center in Uttar Pradesh, and that was her plan. She picked an isolated center in Saharanpur and Hapur. Shaheen provided terrorist training inside that center. The center was being run as an NGO and a medical center because she was a doctor. She's a doctor. Planned to establish foundation to hide the terror funding in this case. She had been preparing to build center for the last 6 months, and that was the entire plot in her mind. Jammers, very shockingly, were put in centers to keep girls away from social media, and that was the plan of the accused in this case, that is Shaheen. Jaish-e terrorists held several lectures in the center that was set up by her. The terrorists posed as cleric of the intellectuals, and let's tell you more about how wanted to recruit more Muslim women into her racket, and that is what her plan in action was. She wanted to run these centers in the garb of the NGO, also getting the funding. It remains to be seen from where. Muslim girls in the center were called Muntazima, is what she had mentioned. In fact, this is the terror plot that has come to the fore as far as Shaheen in this case is concerned. This remains our top focus story here on Times Now. We're taking a very short break, but right after the break, we'll give you more update as far as the Delhi blast case